Hey guys, so today we're going to be discussing why the first world is actually so far ahead of the third world. Number one, there are no family politics in the first world. What do I mean by that? You don't have a joint family system in the first world, so you're not really, worried about what your cousin, is earning, or what your cousin is wearing, or what your cousin has, or what dad auntie said, or what dad, uncle said to you, or you're all the time worried about attending family dinners, or now they have invited you over, now they invited you over, and now they're going to talk about this. Now you just all the time involved in family politics, all the time. In the third world, you're just busy with minding someone else's business. You're not worried about your own life. You just worried about what that other person is doing. Oh, his son went to the US, they didn't even tell us, they have so much money. Oh, her daughter, she's doing that. Oh my God, she's such a slut, you're just all the time worried about what other people are doing, and this is what, the first world generally is not doing, because they don't have a lot of family dinners. They don't have such stuff, that they need to sit down and gossip all the time, I'm not saying that they don't do gossip. I'm not saying that at all. But they don't have a lot of time for this, they are busying themselves with other things, That's why the first world is talking about big data, artificial intelligence, and what can we do with it. The third world is busy with answering this one question. What are we wearing to our cousin's wedding? Second reason, I believe that in our society, particularly in Pakistan, there's become a culture of actually demeaning our political figures. I'm not going to even talk about how corrupt they are. I'm not going to even talk about how uneducated and illiterate they are, because they definitely are. But the fact that you are actually demeaning them, you're demeaning your own leaders, making memes and stupid animations, laughing at parodies, and it speaks volumes. Speaks volumes about the state of affairs, because that actually is telling you that you don't even respect your own leaders. You don't even respect your own leaders. So if you don't respect your own leaders, why are you obeying them? So every post that I actually see on social media, by Pakistanis, has something to do with Imran Khan, judging his policies, and and I'm like, okay, you don't have got better things to do, because all Pakistanis are interested in, is politics, He did that, his policy is this, his policy is this. So that's not a really good policy. All the time, worried about things, discussing things that they can do nothing about. And that's, that's a tragedy. That's a tragedy, because you're busying yourself with things you have no control over. Means that you're just an armchair scholar, commenting on things, and doing nothing about them. Or you costed a vote. You did your job. Wow, you're such a good citizen. You costed your vote. Seriously? Do better things. Work to become a scientist. Work to become an artist. This is how you're going to lift the economy. You're not going to help your country by criticizing what that politician did, or how corrupt he is, or you know what the latest scandal about that politician is. It's just not gonna do anything. So focus on your thing instead of what other people should be doing. Focus on yourself. Who are you? What have you done? Focus on yourself. In the first world, people have got better things to do than just demeaning Trump. There are a lot of memes and a lot of people, criticizing Trump for his policies. Yeah, that is happening in the West as well. But they don't just preoccupy themselves with that all the time. They've got other things to do as well. They do discuss other things. There are news about other things as well, not just politicians and not just politics. The third reason is that I believe that in our society, in India and Pakistan, there's this over obsession with traditional roles of being a doctor and an engineer, whereas in the West, obviously, you are given the independence and the freedom by your parents to go do your thing, do whatever you want to be. You want to be an artist, you want to be a filmmaker, you want to do whatever you want, just go do it, live your passion, live your dreams, because they make their children independent. Their children are independent by the time they're 18, they're no longer dependent on their parents. But we, in the third world, like to keep our children so much dependent on ourselves that they don't even have the money to do their things, so they have to listen to their parents, and they have to do what their parents want. If their parents tell them to be a doctor, they have to be a doctor, and that's sad. That's really sad, because you're ruining your child's future, your adult child's future. The fourth reason I believe is that there's no joint family system in the first world. So what happens is that you have largely a nuclear family. So the man and the women, they have more time for themselves and for each other, and more time to build a family unit, rather than, worrying about, making the sister-in-law happy, or making the father-in-law happy, or, pleasing the mother-in-law, all the time. They're not obsessed with that. They're not worried about that, because there's no joint family system in the West, generally speaking. So, what happens is that you have better marriages. I mean, I can't believe people who even say that, oh, we have better family systems, in the East, in the Western marriages are falling apart, Marriages are falling apart everywhere, okay? Divorce is everywhere, but you need to understand that, what a healthy marriage is and what are unhealthy marriages. In Pakistan and India, there are many marriages, but the majority of them are unhealthy. They are unhealthy marriages because the woman is not able to lead. They're so much dominated by all the patriarchy, and they're not aware of their rights, So that's why the marriages are not falling apart, in India and Pakistan. Whereas in the West, you have a lot of healthy marriages, where the man and woman, they're each other's priority. Obviously, there's a lot of abuse in the West also. There are a lot of broken marriages. There are a lot of unhealthy relationships in the West also. But let's not, compare the divorce rates in the West or the divorce rates in the East, because they're not comparable. They're not comparable. And you talk about the divorce rates in Saudi Arabia being so low. Don't even get me started on it. Because it's a lot to do with culture, okay? If women are being told that this is your husband and you have to live with him all your life, and you don't have much more rights, No, don't even talk about divorce. Where are you going to go? You don't come back to us. Their parents tell their daughters, don't come back to us, In order to build a healthy marriage, you need to stop outside interference. And the fact is that in our society, there's a lot of outside interference in our marriages by our parents-in-law, whether that is our own parents or whether that is our parents-in-law, And we need to stop that. And the fact is that there isn't such interference in the West, in the first world primarily, says a lot about the healthy marriage system there is. So yeah, that is why I believe, the first world is much better than the third world, and will always be, and is so far ahead of the third world, and will always be, because it's largely got to do with the person's mentality. Our mentality is backward in the third world. It's not about them being more intelligent, because there are many intelligent people. I mean, most of the intelligent people, actually come from the East, the Indians, the Pakistanis. I mean, all the IT experts that actually go work in US and Canada, they are actually from Pakistan and India. So it's not about intelligence. It's not that they are more intelligent than us, They're not. But they are forward thinking, that they are focused, they don't get themselves involved in unnecessary politics, whether that is family politics or that is like outside politics. They don't get themselves involved in that because they've got better things to do. They're focused in their lives, they know what they want, and they work hard at it. Whereas you are just distracted by just simply too many things, and you're just letting your talent go to waste. So don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Stop getting involved in politics. Focus on what you can do in life. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and if you would like to see more videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and if you would like to be notified about my future videos, don't forget to hit the bell icon below.